Welcome to Roundhouse Roulette, a Walker, Texas Ranger podcast. Thanks for joining us as we recap and review one of the 200 existing Walker, Texas Ranger episodes randomly selected by Roundhouse Roulette. I'm Evan Dalton, here with my brother Adam.
What's going on?
And a man who can speak Spanish like he was born in Mexico, Mr. Bob Leahy.
Because I don't like ya.
Nice.
It's a little glimpse of the episode. That's my interpretation.
Just incredible. Just incredible. All right. Well, we'd like to thank you for joining us as we take a deep dive into the subtleties of MIDI acoustic guitar sounds. But of course, that means today we're going to be recapping and reviewing season 4, episodes 17 and 18. That's right. Two-parter. That's a 2-for-1 right here. El Coyote, where Walker must travel south of the border to distribute some international justice and cut the head off the human trafficking snake. But before we put on our spray tans and darken our hair, join us as we pull up a seat at CD's Bar and Grill.
What's going on, boys?
Too much. It's not even the winter yet, and it needs to go away. I'm done.
Man.
Done.
Well, I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I didn't have any chili over eggs, though.
You mean a Red River over hen fruit?
Yeah, it was hen fruit.
Yeah, that's something that CD talks about in this episode. It's just like eggs with CD's chili on top.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Well, maybe we could get a side of that while we crack into this beer here that he procured.
Oh.
What has he got?
Looks like he dropped us off some It's a Beautiful Thing from Modest Man Brewing.
Unbelievable. Well, let's crack these open.
Yeah.
This is from Keene, New Hampshire, huh?
Yeah, I know the place. Believe it or not.
We got some faithful listeners in Keene.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
They may know that this brewery just up and left town a couple months ago.
So this is like an older batch we're getting in for CD here.
It might be.
Vintage. It's vintage.
Yeah.
I just got all the chunks out of the bottom.
Oh,
nice.
It's chunky. Yeah, this is unfiltered.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah, there's some sort of fruit taste in there. You guys catch that? I don't know what it is. Melon, maybe?
Let me look at the can here because it's throwing out some hefty promises. Juicy citrus, overripe mango.
Oh, that's what it is. The overripe mango. Okay.
It claims to have a pillowy mouthfeel, and I thought that's a ridiculous thing to say, but accurate.
But you're like, now that I think of it.
Accurate.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Whew. That thing is...
I mean, it's potent for modest men.
Maybe don't be so modest.
Yeah,
I know it. It's going to help us get through this episode where Walker evades ICE and deals with immigration. But before we dig into that, last year, my bandmate, he created a Walker Texas Ranger carrot cake.
I recall.
Yeah. And so shout out to John Beck. This is what he did. But I had Thanksgiving over his house again this year, and I'm like, man, I've got to try to one-up this cake. So I took our Roundhouse Roulette logo and attempted to ghost it onto the cake with powdered sugar.
Wait, did you make a TikTok video?
Yeah, but this is on our Instagram, the Roundhouse Roulette Instagram, bro. And it's a TikTok cooking video at the same time. Man, you got to diversify, bro.
Wow, that's impressive.
Is this a custard or something? Chess pie. I don't know what that is. That's a southern thing.
I don't approve of the chess pie.
What is it?
It's sweet for the sake of sweet. It's like a sweet custard pie, but like you want something else with it. Squeeze a lemon, something.
Yeah, it's like a custard, and it had so much sugar in it. When I was mixing up the filling, I was like, my mind was blown, man.
Yeah. It's just like sweet on sweet.
You're going to get a visit from Wilford Brimley. Keep eating that chess pie.
Oh, is it a Beatus pie?
It's a Beatus. It's going to get you.
Beatus. He makes I make my chess pie with Splenda.
Oh, gross, man. Anyway, I don't think I really got up to the artistry of his multicolors sprinkled to get the orange of Chuck Norris's beard. I had to try, though.
Maybe next year.
It's a work in progress. But this is something I meant to bring up last podcast. We have made it. There's a number of times...
We made it?
We've made it.
Oh, great. Let's hang it up.
And this is going to show that we finally made it as a Walker, Texas Ranger podcast. We've made it into a Chuck Norris meme.
I don't understand.
Yeah, you're going to need to show us this.
Yeah, we're going to share a screen here on this. All right, here it is. POV, you were living in the 90s and got to hear the bland voice of Chuck Norris singing. So, and then someone put us singing, the Tennessee Warblers singing, though I don't agree with it. He's one of my favorite singers. We've gotten into this. Unbelievable.
Glad to hear we made it.
Did we make it?
I think so. It's easier just to say we did.
Okay. Evan, you want to take this comment here? I read it. I was like, damn, someone's trolling us on our own website and making me feel bad about not editing stuff out of the podcast.
This is a comment from username Shidre. Shidre. And it's quite simple. It says, you guys are going to lose listeners to the other Walker podcasts if you keep going on about ice cream for 20 minutes.
Why do we talk about ice cream? I don't remember ice cream.
No, we were talking about the blue Deckard ice cream bars.
Yeah, no, I do remember
and
that.
I'm not going to edit that out. And it was. Look, I did think about, is the news section past 20 minutes? I was like, you know what? I need to leave blue Deckard in because I like to listen to long podcasts of podcasts I like to listen to.
Even when they talk about
if they talk
cream.
about ice cream, who doesn't like ice cream?
We've probably talked about dumber things for longer.
Exactly. Let's go back into this. I'm going to retell the whole story right now. Let us know, Roundhouse Nation. Do you like it when we get off script, or would you rather us just read the plot lines to the episodes? Let us know. We heard from Maurice, who hit us up last time and hipped us to Watcher Texas Ranger. And what did Maurice hit us back with, Bob?
Yeah, says the guys over at Watcher Texas Ranger don't like CD, which I find hard to believe, but I get it. They like the original CD. And he says the best episode of the pod is Blown Apart. It's just outstanding. Great Walker episode 2. He says, I think the pod for Skyjacked will probably be even better. I mean, the better the episode, the better our episode.
Better the podcast?
Yeah,
I would hope.
But then he goes on to say, I added the Walker Texas Ranger theme song to my training playlist, so I might play that if I conquer Mount McKinley. Trip is scheduled for May, so I'll share some updates in a few months. Continue to listen to pod while training.
Nice. Sounds good.
Yeah, he thanks us for the content.
Yeah, we appreciate you listening, Maurice.
Just watch out for crazy plane crash victims on the mountain that live in caves and turn into cannibals.
Yeah, that's just good advice all around whenever you're on a mountain.
And but just befriend a bear and he might help you at the end of the episode. But we got another email here from James Hauser. Evan, do you want to take this one?
So we heard from James Hauser. Who's James Hauser, you may ask? The email is watchertexasranger@gmail.com. And it says, hello from the guys at Watcher Texas Ranger. One of our listeners sent us a link to your mailbag and just wanted to say thanks for the shout out and the kind words. I appreciate your philosophy and that there's room for everyone, and we're having a blast going through Walker. If you'd ever like to collaborate, we'd love to. We've got about 3 to 4 more years before we finish.
That's what we thought 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for reaching out, James. That's awesome. And yeah, the more Walker exploration, the better, because there's a lot of stuff going on there, and we need more people out there parsing it. All right, another thing we've been wanting to do for quite some time is bring the roulette wheel we use to select the episodes on the podcast to the masses. And we now officially have it on the Roundhouse Roulette website.
Oh.
So yeah, you have the same wheel of all 200 episodes of Walker Texas Ranger. If you want to just have a Walker night, you're not sure what episode you want to watch, you can spin the Roundhouse Roulette and select an episode of Walker Texas Ranger to watch. And speaking of which, it's the end of the year here, and we are in need to spin to give away our patron prizes that we have been announcing all year long. And so we're going to do that now and select from our patrons who've supported us, the podcast, all our hosting, and all that stuff all year long. So I think up first, we're going to select from our patrons a winner of this Santana trading card. Okay. In protective case. Okay.
Look at those shoulder pads.
I've got a little wheel of my own here. I'm going to spin it. The winner is David Sugaton. So, David, you've got this. We're going to be reaching out. You're going to get this collectible Santana trading card.
For the record, it is not signed by anybody.
Adam could sign it.
I could sign it by Adam Dalton from Roundhouse Roulette. Ruins the Santana trading card. I would not soil Santana trading card like that. Hell no. That'd be sacrilege.
He's going to get it in the mail, and someone's going to open it for him and be like, what the hell is this? He'd be like, it's from a podcast I listen to. A Santana podcast? No, it's Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
They also talk about ice cream.
They spend a lot of time talking about ice cream. Yep.
Up next, we've got the official licensed Walker, Texas Ranger book, Siege on the Bell. And there were only a few. I think there's 3 books in this series, and this is one of them. And let's roll. Let's see who the winner of this one is. Man,
Kenny.
Yes, our longest supporter of the podcast, Kenny Detweiler. Thank you, Kenny. You've supported us since the beginning, and now you're going to have this Walker, Texas Ranger book coming to you.
We expect a rating
and a book report, honestly. So this is actually kind of a crappy prize.
Yeah, read this and write a report on it.
A book report and a rating of 0 to 10 boots to the face, please.
Yes.
Thank you for your service.
And up next, we've got one of my favorite items here from the movie Top Dog. One's tough, one is smart. It's on one dog tag. And you can guess which one Chuck Norris said the dog. And it says Top Dog on the other. Oh, here we go. Our patron Zora McBride won the Top Dog dog tags.
Nice.
We're going to be reaching out. You'll be able to display these dog tags. And randomly, our special episode on the movie Top Dog is one of our most listened to podcasts. So go figure.
More people care about Chuck Norris movies than his TV show.
Well, there's just fewer movies.
Yeah, exactly.
What about that Forest Warrior?
Oh, yeah, that one is not in our top 10 podcast, but Top Dog is.
Does Zora have a dog? That would be pretty sick to put on your dog's collar.
I don't know. You want to put dog tags on a dog? I don't think I've ever seen that.
If it's Top Dog dog tags, yes. That's pretty cool.
And is it Stolen Valor?
Oh, yeah, that's a dicey area.
Wait, is it Stolen Valor to use the dog tag motif for a promotional item? The answer is yes.
And they're going to you, Zora. All right, let's move on to the next one. This one, I'm kind of excited about this too. We are going to raffle off one of our posters of Walker's butt with a Roundhouse Roulette brandished on the holster belt. And we've got it here for you to see. And this is one of the prints we have available at our website, roundhouseroulette.com. And recently, Walker, Texas Ranger script supervisor Mignon shared a picture of this poster hanging in her garage over the water cooler. So, yeah, you could hang it anywhere, you know. And we're going to spin the wheel here. A regular Rob won that one here. Our patron, a regular Rob. Yeah, so get a clearing the wall for this poster, and we're going to get it out to you. And just to sweeten the pot to the patrons here, I'm also going to include a Chuck Norris action figure for each of you guys. We appreciate you supporting the cast, and hope that you'll enjoy these Chuck Norris Roundhouse Roulette tokens of our appreciation.
Thank you to all the patrons.
Indeed.
Thanks for powering us this year. We've got a bunch of fun things that we've got planned. We're trying to get locked in. Again, I don't want to spoil it by saying what it is. But we've got some really fun things planned, and we appreciate you guys being a part of the ridiculousness here.
Oof, wow, that sums it up. That was a real barn burner right there. If you're watching along at home and don't want any spoilers, you hit that pause button on this podcast and you set aside a good hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, and you watch El Coyote parts 1 and part 2, and you come right on back to us because we're going to talk a lot about this puppy. Oh, welcome back. Let's dig into this one. These episodes, 2-parter, remember, originally aired on February 17th and February 24th, 1996. What were you doing on those dates? Probably wondering why the girl who sat 3 seats next to you didn't give you a Valentine.
Oh, that sounds really personal, man.
Yeah, and then burying your sorrows by eating sweethearts and watching Walker kick butt in Mexico. All right, so this one opens up on this air quotes couple walking through a fancy hotel lobby. Nice hotel, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not so nice what's going on, but yeah.
I was like, man, I think I'm like walking into like a prostitute being pimped out, and it just kept going, and I'm like, oh no. Am I going to have trauma after watching this?
Probably.
Yeah, the answer's yes.
So basically, it's quite obviously a pimp dragging a young woman through the lobby against her will. I don't exactly know how the hotel staff in a fancy hotel like that wouldn't put up some red flags, but maybe this is their business model, because we'll see this hotel again, spoiler alert. And this guy brings this woman reluctantly up to this room, and he's like, oh, you'll get the money. She's like, I don't think I like this. This isn't very good. And then she opens the door, and it's this like...
This old greasy guy.
How would you describe this? He had like a Hawaiian shirt kind of thing.
The type of guy that would be the best friend of the main character on a late 90s sitcom.
Okay. All right.
He's like, oh, you were right. She is one hot tamale.
Oh, gross.
Yikes.
I'm like, we're like 40 seconds into this episode.
Yeah, and the girl's like, I've never done this before. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And the guy's like, yeah, right.
Sure you haven't, sweetheart.
Yeah, and the guy goes to the pimp, and he's like, yeah, here's some extra money because she's going to be damaged when she comes back. And I'm like, God, why am I thought I was going to watch Walker.
She could hear it too, so she basically like kicks him into a chair and then like runs out of the place, runs through the lobby. The pimp is waiting in the lobby and sees her run by, and we get introduced to perhaps my favorite character in the episode, which is a champagne-colored mid-90s minivan.
Yeah.
That handles pretty well.
What was that? Plymouth Voyager?
It could have been.
And there were like 2 goons. It's like the pimp's goons.
Of course. His muscle.
I guess I just see all the movies with like New York pimps. And that's the pimp's job. He doesn't have extra muscle. He is the muscle, right?
Look, I don't know. You seem far too close to this. So anyways, yeah, they chase her down. The van peels out, chasing after her, which is, I mean, chef's kiss on the champagne van peeling out.
I mean, it's no Buick, but yeah, it's pretty good.
It's not a rapid spin around with clowns and machine guns shooting out of it. No, but it's still pretty good. Cut to CD's bar where everyone's making fun of Trevette because of a bandage on his hand from a Cocker Spaniel that bit him. And they get waited on, and immediately this is quite clearly the thread tying all the pieces together here, which is Lupe, a character we've never seen before.
Not true. This Lupe was also in the episode The Covenant that we did a podcast on. It's the same.
I remember
Lupe.
another Lupe. I didn't know it's the same actress, though.
Yeah.
Is that the same season?
I don't think so.
Look at me being terrible at being astute. Lupe is waiting tables at CD's, and we know that she's a friend because of the friendly condescension that they cast down upon her. Clearly, they're doing her a solid. And she's waiting for her brother Jorge to come. And Jorge is going to come from Mexico and he's going to clear tables as a busboy at CD's.
Yeah, and CD actually sponsored him. So he's like, hey, yeah, we need him and his help here in America. Come work at CD's Bar and Grill, clearing tables here, because the busboy we have right now is breaking all the dishes.
Yeah, that's why I want him.
That's why we need like a busboy from Mexico who won't break dishes. And I'm sponsoring Jorge, who happens to be related to Lupe, who works here. And that's kind of the deal. We kind of get that information there.
Yeah. And then CD's all like, Lupe, you got a call from someone. And Lupe picks up the phone, and it's, are they cousins? Friends?
Yeah, I didn't really figure that out.
I think they're friends. And it's Juanita, who is the woman who was being pimped out earlier, who just escaped the fat dude. And this is the thing. So she says, I need your help. They're gonna kill me. They're gonna torture me, or they're gonna kill me. She's like, well, where are you? She's like, I'm by a fountain, dancing water, and then like hangs up the phone because the champagne-colored van comes around the corner. Just from fountain and dancing water, excellent detective work. Because Walker and Trevette immediately
know where she's
figure out
at
where that
exactly.
is. Yeah.
But and that's
I will say, don't you guys recognize this fountain?
Yeah, we've seen it in other episodes of Walker for sure. That fountain. So
Yeah.
maybe that's exactly why Trevette and Walker knew exactly where it was too.
Yeah, that episode's from a later season, but still, they know.
It's a landmark in Dallas, and so they're like, "Oh, she's near this." So they get in their truck, and what happens?
She's running away. She runs down an alley. As she's running down the alley, the champagne-colored van pulls in, and she tries climbing over a rail. They pull her down from the rail, and he's like, "You cost me three grand. You're gonna pay that back." And then Walker and Trevette pull in with the silver truck, of course. And I think the bad guys look up and they're like, what is happening? And then they're like, wait, clearly that's the truck from Walker, Texas Ranger. We're about to get our asses whooped. And they do. Yeah. So, yeah, Trevette takes out two of the goons, even though he's got a bad hand. And Walker takes out the main pimp who pulls out a switchblade. But, I mean, come on. Dude.
And he's rocking like a mustard yellow Dwight Schrute shirt.
Outfit, pretty good.
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, so those guys get taken out. And then we see Juanita. She's in safety. And I guess at Walker's house.
Yeah, and CD and everyone else are there too. Like everyone.
Yeah, everyone's there. Yeah. In support of Lupe, dude. It's Lupe's pal, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, they're all hanging out, and she's like, "Oh, by the way, Lupe, your brother's green card got turned down, and he disappeared, and then I got sold into slavery, but things are fine." And she's like, his visa got turned down, and CD's like, "Well, I sent them the $100. I'll send $200 if that's what they need." And she's like, "No, he just disappeared."
Yeah.
So not super great. And next move, they're like, well, what are we gonna do now? And Walker's like, well, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to call Jesse Rodriguez.
Hard cut to Walker. Is he driving the truck over a bridge, probably into Mexico, I guess?
Yeah, bro. Driving over the Rio Grande into Mexico. And then clearly they're in Mexico because they're in a restaurant and there's a mariachi band. That only happens in Mexico.
And this character, Jesse Rodriguez, is in other episodes of Walker as well.
Yeah, he's great. He's an old friend. # old friend.
Ooh,
like,
whoa,
legit.
watch it. You don't want to jinx him.
Yeah.
He might die later in an episode. I can't recall.
Most old friends do.
They truly do. So they're like hatching a plot, and they're like, we could just turn this over to the authorities, but they just catch one person. And Walker's like, no, I need the whole chain.
Can I just add something real quick? When they're back at CD's and she's like, I need your help. And he's like, all right, like, I'm going to Mexico. Like, what part of his job is this?
Well,
you know?
I mean, Lupe's a friend from another episode.
Hopefully not an old friend. Hopefully not.
Yeah, but, you know, and he's just like, yeah, of course, if Walker's there, he's going to help out because he's like a superhero, man. He's like Batman.
What about jurisdiction here? I'm sure this isn't the first time we've brought this up when he went to the Gulf of Mexico or whatever.
He's like Spider-Man. Everybody gets one.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Understandable.
Anyway, I actually kind of love how the episode just takes a wild turn in that because it's very old school. Like, oh, let's just beeline this story into something completely different. So
think of it this way. He's a state employee of Texas, right?
Yeah.
So as a state employee, he's allotted a certain amount of vacation days, probably tiered on how many years of service he's had. At this point, quite a few, right? So he gets a lot of vacation days, but he's not taking them.
No, he banks them up.
Right. Right now, he and Alex, they're not very serious. No. So right now, this is like, he's like, okay, well, I have to use up my vacation days by mandate. So this is my vacation. I'm going undercover in Mexico.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
So, yeah, Jesse's like, well, I guess then our only other options, we're going undercover. And Walker's like they'll believe that I'm a Mexican worker. And he's like, you can pass it off super easy. You speak Spanish like you were born here.
Yeah, and this, I was like, once those words came out of his mouth, I was like, oh my God, are we going to get like a Walker makeover? Like they're going to make him over so he looks like he's Mexican? Is that what we're about to see?
I believe it's called a glow up, dude.
Yeah, I was hoping he was going to speak Spanish the rest of the episode.
I was really hoping for that. I was like, there's no way he speaks Spanish that well.
Doesn't he say something like, well, there are a lot of like German or what does he say?
He's like, yeah, well, you just say you're a local villager from Guadalajara. There's a lot of Germans there because of his blue eyes.
So what do they do to make him look less Texas Ranger?
I mean, they gave him a presidential spray tan and and they gave him a sick dark hairpiece with serious bangs. His bangs are rocking this episode. Don't know if you guys noticed that.
and he's got like a neckerchief tied around his neck.
The bandana around the neck. I mean, that sells it.
That's
right?
Nice. Yeah.
And that's how you hide the transition in the spray tan, because they only get your face, right? So like you got to hide that a little bit.
Yep. That's a good move. Pro tip.
Wow. So they made Chuck Norris into a Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
That just happened here.
Yeah.
And
yeah, let's not go into it too much.
Okay. So so we get to this next scene where he has the spray tan and all this stuff, right? And then he's talking to other people waiting for jobs, and I'm like, is it going to be in Spanish? But no, it was in English, and I'm like, are we supposed to believe that they're speaking in Spanish right now or not?
I came to that realization after the episode was over, because I was kind of like, he didn't even put on an accent. He's just talking the way he normally talks.
I'm believing that they just didn't want to put subtitles up on TV, and that we're supposed to believe that he was speaking the best Spanish ever. That's what I choose to believe.
I think that's giving this a massive benefit of the doubt. I don't think that crossed their mind.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't know.
Have we ever seen subtitles on Walker?
I don't think they would do that for TV in America in the 90s. No, they're not going to do that. They're just saying, just speak in English, and people can think what they want. Like me right now, I'm choosing to believe that he spoke like he was born in Mexico. And what is Walker's undercover name? What is it? Gonzalez? Is that what it is?
No. What is it?
Gomez.
Gomez. That's Gomez.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's introduced everybody under his undercover Mexican name, Gomez. And so there's a bunch of he and Jesse Rodriguez, who's also undercover. And Jesse Rodriguez, he's a Mexican police officer. Is that right?
Yeah, although he got some sort of raise, we don't know exactly what. I think in later episodes when we see him, he's like with the Mexican feds, the federales.
I think he said he was working for the president in this one or something.
Oh, the Mexican president. Okay. So that's why he's kind of going undercover with Walker.
Yeah, no one will recognize him if he works for the president.
Right. Yeah. Like no one will recognize Walker because he's the most decorated Texas Ranger.
Oh, we're talking about Jesse Rodriguez in Mexico, being recognized as well. And that's granted, there was no cell phones or anything like that at that time, so it might be easier to get away with this kind of thing. But we'll find out if that comes back to bite him in the butt. But right now, they're waiting for jobs with a bunch of other locals. And what's happening here?
It's like a Mexican town, but it's very clearly just like two fake building fronts. And the road, it's not even like a worn down road. It's just clearly they just like set it up in a field somewhere. Anyways, a bunch of people are waiting around and they're like, well, we don't really want you coming here because they come and offer jobs, and we're going to go get jobs to support our families, and you're competing with us. So, the people aren't super happy to see new people come in looking for jobs, but everyone's waiting around for some guy they call Bates, who doles out the jobs and brings people to America. So sure enough, he arrives in his Hummer, and everybody's very excited to see him. And this guy does a good job of playing the faux savior in this episode, I'd say. He's like, oh, yes, this is going to be a hard journey. So,
because all these people want to go work in America. So they're waiting to get jobs and get over there illegally through this guy Bates. And he's offering them jobs for a price.
Yeah, he's all like, just the other day, Juanita, who I took from here a while ago, she went in and, she just got promoted or something. It's like, no, she almost just got like murdered in an alley.
Right. And Walker and Jesse are standing in the back being like, oh, wow, this is how he's pitching her experience of being brought into the United States. Like, no, she's definitely being pimped out right now. And these people are going to be pimped out too if they go along with this.
We should also say this is a small town in Mexico that both Juanita and Lupe came from. And this is the town that appears to be it's being targeted by this operation to claim to bring people to the States, but clearly do them dirty in multiple ways. So this guy's like, well, I'm looking for, 4 young ladies to work at a luxury spa. Yes, they will do that.
It's the like, Epstein estate.
Jesus, dude. Yep. And yes, now I'm looking for families. You'll definitely be working at a resort for sure. And yes, and I'm looking for working men to work in construction. You'll make at least $1,000 a week. Oh, by the way, this is very expensive to get people across the border. It's very dangerous, and we have to hire the El Coyote to take you across, and it's going to cost you $1,000 to get across the border, but you'll make so much money when you get over there, and I'll cover the cost up front. So really, all you have to do is pay me back.
Pay me back by working at your new job, which will happen real quick because you'll make a lot of money there. And they're like, oh, thank you for fronting the money for me. We'll get into that van and go across with some sketchy people. No problem. Pick me.
Anyways, Walker and Jesse Rodriguez they convince Bates to take them as part of the construction crew. And also this strapping young lad, who we later learn is Juanita's fiance. He's really lobbying for a position, and Bates is like, sure, what's one other person? And so he takes him too. And now the game is afoot. They are undercover, baby. Meanwhile, back in Texas, Trevette is now interrogating the pimp, and he's threatening him by saying he's never going to make bail and blah, blah, blah. And the guy's like, look, man, I was just helping Juanita out. I found her. She had no job. I was just trying to help her. And he's like, by selling her into slavery? And he's like, no one did that. And then he makes bail.
Yeah, Alex comes in and says, unfortunately, he's made bail and he can leave now. And he like kind of turns to Trevette, who's black, if you don't know, if you've never seen Walker, and goes, I'm out of here. Man, what did he say?
He's like, I think you're getting a little too sensitive about this slavery stuff.
And I'm like, oh my God, jeez.
And then he walks out of the room and checks out Alex's butt as he walks out.
Oh my God. And then Alex walks into the room with Trevette, and then like there's a total vibe shift, and you're just like, what?
I didn't quite understand that. All of a sudden they're all giddy and they're like, ha, we got him.
The game is afoot again, baby.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, now all we have to do is track down who paid the bail.
Exactly.
Okay, so they're clearly going to trace the paper trail and try to figure out who's supplying him with the money, and ideally, crack the code to the human trafficking. So the next morning, all the people who were chosen by Bates get packed into this bus, and amazing bus. And Adam, I don't know if you noticed, when the thing stops and they get out, the guy had to reach out the door and open the door from the outside. He had to reach out the window and open the door from the outside, which Adam used to have a Chevy...
HHR.
HHR that
I had to roll
had a
down the
similar
window
problem.
every time I had to open it. I did that for like a year. I don't know why I didn't just get that fixed, but understandable. I'm going to milk that car as long as I can, and if they're going to do that in Mexico, represent.
Yeah. So everyone's just kind of standing around, and we get to meet El Coyote and his two goons, who their first impression or first move with everyone is to collect all of their valuables.
Well, yeah, which is a good sign if you're looking for a better future in America. And the first sign is, oh, I'm going to give up all my prized possessions that you probably only took the few things that you have that mean something to you, and these guys are going to take it from you. Jeez.
Right. He's really, really good people. I love how he comes around, though. Like, this character is very, like, they try to paint him as sort of rough around the edges. He's got this giant mustache and crazy coat and all this stuff. And then he's like, I want everything of value. So anyways, they're also like, well, in our first night, we want to have some fun. We have the tequila, but no girls. But now we have girls. And Walker just like stands in, and they make it seem like he has a plan for any of this crap. He pulls all of these stunts and puts everyone in like really terrible positions.
Walker does.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he basically just like puts El Coyote in a headlock. Like, what's the game here?
Right, and all the other guys just pull their guns on him, and they're like, I guess like they could shoot Coyote to shoot Walker, but he had no game plan to get out. But he was preventing women from getting raped, Evan. So I'm glad he did.
Yeah, but he could have gotten a bunch of people killed.
But
really.
he didn't.
He didn't because of Jesse's quick talking, which basically wasted time until the Mexican police showed up, and everyone had to jump behind a pile of rubble. And so it diffused the situation, I guess. Meanwhile, Alex and Trevette, they tracked down who paid bail, and it was this really sleazy lawyer who made bail for this pimp. And so they go see him in this high rise, and he basically gives them some BS about who his client is and all this stuff, and then just leaves the room. And Alex and Trevette are like, wow, he really gave us the business, but now we have another lead. We just check out who his client list is. And it's like,
yeah, how do you do that?
But right. Also, couldn't you have done that without visiting him?
I guess if they could after, they could have done it before. Yeah,
it's a two-parter. You got to milk it. So, all right. We get back to the migrant group, and they cross the border at night. There's like a helicopter flyover, and it's all very tense. But in the morning, they're handed off to Bates, who shows up, and they have multiple vehicles to transport people everywhere. And Bates is still really selling people this line, like, he's like, oh, yes. And this guy over here, he's the one who owns the boutique hotel. And yes, you guys are going to go work in construction. Why don't you all pile into this box truck with no ventilation? And oh yes, you are all going to go off and work at the spa. Get into this crappy minivan with this sleazy dude. And I thought at this point, like, wouldn't the pimp recognize the guy who gave him a roundhouse kick to the face?
Right.
But clearly he doesn't, and Walker keeps his head down, and we overhear Bates telling the pimp to find and kill Juanita. And the pimp's like, clearly she's got to be in INS custody at this point. He's like, no, I heard she's actually in the custody of an old ex-ranger. His name's C.D. Parker, and she's working at his bar.
I was like, oh my gosh, yes. We're going to have this pimp try to kidnap her from CD's Bar and Grill. Oh my God.
We're going to see C.D. get run over by a car in the alley again.
Oh, that was pretty amazing.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, don't take out the trash at CDs. That's the worst job there is.
That is true.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Right. And in this episode, there's like INS agents and stuff like that, which I guess was the precursor to ICE.
Yeah, for sure. So they stuff Walker into a truck along with all the people that thought they were getting construction jobs. And, they get in the truck and they're about to close it. And Walker's all like, there's no ventilation here. Why is there no ventilation? And they're like, oh, it's only for like an hour and a half. You'll be fine. And they're like, oh, okay, fine. So, of course, predictably, this truck is about to drive across the border, and they get spooked by a bunch of Border Patrol agents that are behind a pile of rubble. And so they leave the truck for a while and wait for the Border Patrol to leave. Border Patrol, I can't imagine if you're a member of Border Patrol in this day and age, I don't think you'd really appreciate the way Border Patrol is portrayed in this, which is basically like, oh yeah, sure. Like you miss a giant box truck that's behind like a small pile of rubble. So somehow Border Patrol misses the giant box truck full of expiring migrants inside. Meanwhile, Walker and Jesse are like, we got to find a way to get out of this truck. And it's like, yeah, you do. And I'm kind of wondering, like, I've never even tapped the side of a box truck. Like, how tough is that? Like, you've got, I forget how many people, 16 grown adults in there. Couldn't they bust out in some way? I don't know. I've never been closed inside a box truck, so I don't know.
Lucky for you, Evan.
Yeah, must be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so for you guys,
in my experience. Yeah, I mean, somehow Walker has a gun, which I don't know if that was apparent earlier.
No.
He had a gun the entire time.
Yeah, maybe they edited that out because, he just like, oh, has a gun. And you're like, oh, because they patted everybody down at one point before that.
Did they?
For all their valuables and stuff.
I don't know if they patted him down for it, though.
Maybe they just looked at him. They go, he's a maverick. We're going to leave him alone.
Well, regardless, they're trying to break out of this thing because they're locked in the truck. And they're like, what are we going to do? And Walker takes out the gun and he shoots like a bunch of holes in a circle and then kicks it open. But it's kind of like a sardine can. He can't peel up enough away, I guess, to get more than like a kid through this hole or something. He could only make so big a hole in the side of this thing is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess, to all those out there sort of talking about the legend of Chuck Norris and the power of his kicks, maybe we're getting into roundhouse theory here. Shouldn't he be able to kick out the side of the van? But here it is. Maybe it's like The Flash, where he needs space to work. If he doesn't have space to do the roundhouse kick, maybe he can't do it. Maybe he doesn't have enough power.
He might take some other people out with this roundhouse kick, too, if he did that in close quarters with all these people packed in like sardines.
Safety first.
Yeah, he's not going to do that.
True, he's willing to shoot a firearm, but
in the box truck inside, yeah.
But no, don't do the roundhouse. Not here. This is not the place.
Exactly. That's what happened, man. And so they're like, well, we got to put the little kid through. And he's like, I've saved one bullet in this gun for you, so don't miss. And the kid runs around to the truck, shoots the lock, and then opens up the back of the truck. And they're all ventilated finally after being left out in the sun in this box truck.
Right. And at this point, the two guys that were going to take them, the truck driver and then sort of the leader, I guess, they come back. They see everyone out of the truck and they're like, what's going on here? And they're like, well, you left us for dead, so we found a way to escape. And they're like, well, you're going to be fine. We're going to come right back. And then they see the lock with a bullet hole in it, and they're like, who's got the gun?
Right. And then after the guy held a gun up to somebody, and Walker's like, all right, here's my gun. It was me. And they're like, we're going to have to keep our eyes out on you, Gomez.
You've been in a lot of trouble, Gomez.
Yeah, you've actually been keeping these people alive, Gomez. And so immediately after that, they're like, all right, back in the truck.
Yeah.
We're going to take you to some excellent jobs. Do you still think we have your best interest in mind?
Trust me.
We definitely do.
Yep. So they all get back in the truck. And again, this is all the dudes who are going to be having great jobs as construction workers. And, some of those guys actually went on to start their own businesses.
For sure.
That's what they told them.
Yeah. So they show up to Camp Halifax. But Camp Halifax, not so great.
Not a great camp, no.
Yeah. We meet Halifax, who, as a dude, not so great. As a character, pretty Walker, right?
Pretty good.
But he's like, welcome to Camp Halifax. I'm Halifax. Y'all are going to make $2 an hour, but you have to pay for your room and board And once you pay your way out, then you can leave. And they're like doing some quick finger math. They're like, yeah, we get out of here in 5 years if we sleep outside and eat nothing. So.
Right. And is this when it switches over to English or no? When they get in America?
You know, this is where the theory falls apart.
Yeah.
Because there's no way Halifax is speaking Spanish.
No.
Yeah. No.
But they get introduced to the quarters, which is basically like a horse stable. And there's a guy coughing on a cot. He's looking pretty rough. And he ends up being the uncle of the fiance that we meet earlier. And, he's not looking so great. And he's like, man, I was hoping that I wouldn't see you here because this place is awful. And Walker's like, I'm just going to go explore outside.
And they're like, no, you should. They told us not to leave here under any means. And Walker's like,
He's like,
go.
Well, that's why I'm doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he goes out and pretty badass. And again, spray tan, slick back hair, neckerchief, necklace. Oh my God. He's looking pretty badass.
He's a real maverick.
Oh, for sure. Extremely baggy clothes.
So he's walking around and one of the ranch hands sees him. And what happens?
He's like, you were told not to come out here. And he like messes with Walker with his club or whatever. And then Walker like pushes the envelope. And as he's pushing the envelope, Halifax comes out of his shack. That's his office with a shotgun and points it at Walker and shoots. We don't see what happens. And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah. To be continued. And I'm like, Walker decked Halifax's goon. And I'm like, I wonder if because he's not going to off Walker. Maybe he would off his goon, but we'll have to see, what happened.
The answer is not too much. We get a 2-minute recap if you're watching this. And then after that 2-minute recap, we realize that Halifax just shoots the ground as a warning shot and then brings Gomez, a.k.a. Walker, into his office for discipline. In which he says, we're not going to accept this type of behavior here. Next time you won't be so lucky. He said, you're going to have to learn the rules here. Rule number 1, don't turn your back on this dude. And then the guy hits him.
Yeah. And Walker Gomez falls to the floor. They kick him up a little bit and then they deposit him back at the chicken shack.
Yeah. The next morning, they go out for their first day of work here. And we meet the field coordinator, who's a dude by the name of Renfro. I looked this actor up. He's in other Walker episodes for sure. I feel like if you watch like action movies or martial arts movies from like the 90s or 80s, you know this guy's face. Rick Prieto. He's in so much stuff. But let's see. He's in 6 episodes of Walker. In a lot of movies. And pretty distinctive guy. Going back to 1979, A Force of One, a Chuck Norris film.
Oh, so, Chuck Norris. Okay.
No. He's also in Sidekicks.
Oh, so he's got a Chuck Norris pedigree here.
And Delta Force 2.
All right. I see why he's in this episode.
Yeah, he's pretty linked with
the Norris crew.
Yeah, for sure. Renfro, kind of bad news guy. Meanwhile, we see Alex and Trevette. They call in a favor with the feds because it's been several days since they've heard from Walker. And so they call this guy in and they're like, our fellow Ranger Walker, he's gone undercover and we're afraid he's in danger. And the guy's like, you mean Cordell Walker? I mean, I hear this guy, he's kind of a maverick. He's like, I'm not sure I can really help you. And they're like, well, can't you figure out who this guy is? And he's like, he just like drops a little bit of reality on Ranger Central, which, Ranger Central kind of takes themselves a bit too seriously. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Walker's supposed to be on vacation and he goes undercover across the border. Come on.
Right.
That's not INS's problem.
He's like, here, check out this folder. This is like a bunch of just like John Does that have turned up. We don't know who they are or why they're here. Some of them have died from natural causes, some from not natural causes. This is the kind of crap that we have to deal with every day. And your boyfriend is on vacation somewhere and like doing what he wants to do and putting other people in danger. Like, we don't have time for this shit. So
Right.
it's like, All right, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I thought they were like making the INS agent kind of sympathetic, like towards the people who are crossing. He's like, look, these people are dying coming here, and we have all these John Doe bodies. That why don't you, Trevette and Alex, come identify those? We're not going to go find your boyfriend,
right? Which is too bad because in the field things are not so great. They're basically just like digging irrigation lines, I guess.
So all the people who came over in the box truck, they're working in the field and they're doing this job, laying this pipe in the field. They're digging a ditch. They're putting the thing down. They got the whole chain gang thing going on there. And the guy we got introduced to earlier who was kind of coughing and kind of keeling over, and Chuck sees him and he brings him some water and he seems to be doing a little bit better, but he's a little worse for the wear, but he kind of gets back to it. And then what happens?
Basically, he's like coughing up blood or whatever, and the nephew comes in and he's like, "Oh, are you okay? Like, you need some help." And Renfro comes in and is just like dealing some hard discipline on people. And Walker steps in and is like, "Yo, man!" And Renfro walks around with a whip, so not a great dude. So Walker intervenes, and the situation gets extremely tense. At which point, again, Jesse has to step in and be like, "Oh, my friend, he doesn't know what he's doing."
Yeah, and Gomez is kind of a hothead, and just give him a break.
If we get back to work, we can get a lot done. I bet we could lay 1,000 feet of this by the end of the day. And Renfro's like, "Yeah, that sounds pretty good. And if you guys don't, I'm going to kill you."
Yeah.
Right. And so Jesse's like, "Okay, let's get to work."
So, yep, now they have to lay 1,000 feet of irrigation tubing, which is a lot. But they put their nose down, and it's all good. There are a couple scenes during this, so like Walker does offer water to the uncle who's really struggling. Walker doesn't really seem to be working too hard. Now, I mean, let's be honest though, he's probably done the math in his head. He's like, okay, so we've done like 5 feet every 10 minutes, so we're fine. He's probably figured it out. He knows they're good. Also, there's like this weird tension because one of the other workers is like, "Man, I swear I've seen you before." And that's because Jesse apparently arrested him like 5 years prior.
Right. He swore he saw Jesse. Jesse confides to Walker, "Yeah, it's because I arrested him. So hopefully he doesn't recognize me, but I think he did maybe."
So at the end of the day, they finish their 1,000 feet of irrigation tubing and they're all like, "Yay!" cheering. All right. I mean, I guess, you take your wins where you can get them. And then you see Renfro in the Jeep overlooking everything, and he's like, "Pretty good." So they're like, "Great, we finished for the day." And the uncle goes to his nephew and he's like, "I'm just doing it." And he just it's like turns and he just runs. He drops his shovel and just bolts for it.
Yeah, the guy who was sick, because he's like, "Man, I just gotta get out of here or I gotta die because I can't do this anymore."
And he makes a break for it. They chase him down with a Jeep and then like hit him with a club and then throw him in the back of the Jeep and drive off. And later they see, they're like, "Man, he's still in Halifax's office. What's going on?" And then this truck pulls up and it's got INS like spray painted on the side of it.
Yeah. So we're meant to believe that's kind of like a not real INS truck, right?
Correct. This is a show that sometimes cuts corners with some of their labeling of things for maybe things that don't get a lot of screen time. And so we've seen a lot of things that we're sort of like expected to kind of run with, right? But this is them like being like, okay, this is obviously someone faking it because it's just like a spray painted stencil of 3 letters uneven on a truck.
Yeah, right. And they're like, "Yeah, you don't want INS to come get you guys." Wink, wink. But if INS knew that these guys existed, the whole operation would be shut down. So they're kind of just using this scary INS quote unquote truck to scare the people to behave on Camp Halifax.
Exactly. So the fake INS truck pulls up and they throw the uncle in the back, who's like barely conscious. Then the truck drives off. You hear a gunshot. The truck drives back and they ask them to bury him. So anyways, this episode's getting went from dark to darker. Yeah. So let's go hang out at CD's, and we see in CD, he's opening up shop for the day with the help of Juanita and Lupe. And she's like, thanks so much for letting me come work here while we're getting things figured out. And he's like, oh, absolutely. And she's saying to Lupe, like, really is a wonderful place. And I was kind of expecting the pimp to just like walk in the door. But instead, Alex and Trevette walk in and they're playing detectives. So they're really hot on the case here. And so they're like, oh, yeah, we got some names from the client list. And one of them really seems like he might be doing some suspicious stuff. His name's Bates. And we're like, yeah, we've known that for about an hour now. But okay. Yeah, that's the dude. And meanwhile, Juanita's working. And again, she does like, this is the one thing you shouldn't do, right? Like, you should never take out the trash at CD's.
Yeah, they show the back alley, and it's clearly labeled that it's CD's back entrance in the same logo and everything. Right?
Yeah. Well, it's for deliveries. Guys, come on.
Okay.
Yeah, man, come on. On the pod, this is at least the second time, maybe third time we've seen someone get accosted in that very alley. Like, they should at the very least have a security camera. Like, what are we doing here?
So Juanita goes out, takes the trash out, and she got snagged up by the pimp in his minivan. That's pretty much what happens.
Yeah. Again, why were they like, Juanita, you're the one who just escaped a human trafficking ring. Why don't you solo the trash today?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, it's not like it's witness protection. It's CD's Bar and Grill over here,
The CD's probably like, well, last time I took out the trash, I got pistol whipped by some gangsters.
So you go ahead and take this one.
Juanita, why don't you take one for the team, girl?
Oh, my
Jesus.
God.
All right. So anyways, yeah. So things are going from bad to worse here. And we get the hint that something even worse is going to happen because the next morning, Walker, as they come to the field, Walker says to Jesse, whatever happens today, I'll be back. And Jesse's like, oh my God, man, come on. You've already like almost killed us like 4 times at this point. What the hell are you going to do? And so he decides to pick a fight with Renfro and does not disappoint. Takes out Renfro, but while he's taking out Renfro, people in the Jeep come up and lasso him by the legs and then just drag him off with their Jeep off into the sunset over the hills.
Yeah, so there's shots of like Chuck Norris being pulled by his legs across this field with a lasso around his feet. Unbelievable.
And then later on, back at the camp, they see the INS truck pull up again, and Walker gets thrown into the back. So we're like, oh no, what's going to happen there? Meanwhile, back at Ranger headquarters, Trevette's got all the law enforcement friends around. And he's like showing a picture of Juanita, and he's like, we got to find her. And then Alex comes in and it's like, yeah, Bates is definitely our guy. We're like, great, you really came to that conclusion. Fabulous. We already knew this. Then we see the INS truck come back, and
Walker's driving it, and we're like,
Walker's driving it with the INS officer's hat on, because why not?
Because he apparently overtook him, and now he's going to bring the ruckus back to Camp Halifax.
Yeah, and Halifax is all like, I think you've outgrown Camp Halifax. And I'm like, okay, what's going on now?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, this is where it becomes a Walker episode.
Exactly. Yeah.
So he gets taken to this mansion, and you see this man's hand with like a snifter, and you're like, oh, we're gonna meet the big bad guy. And then Bates is all like, well, here he is. And then we turn the camera pans, and we see it's actually a boss lady.
Ooh, okay. I didn't know that was possible for there to be evil boss women.
Whoa. She's like an evil Alex Cahill. She's giving off like serious vibes, alpha vibes, if you will.
Yeah, so Gomez, aka Walker, is presented to her, and what goes on here?
I mean, for Walker, there's a lot of sexual tension here. You wouldn't be able to tell from Chuck Norris, but there's a lot of sexual tension here. And she's like, boy, you really cut a wide swath for yourself. And he's like, I'm just trying to survive. And she's like, I want you to meet my private toys. And I'm like, what's happening right now? And she takes him outside, and there's just like a group of guys like at ready pose in like all black turtlenecks. They look like a 1970s James Bond, and he's like going to sneak in or something. You know?
Oh yeah, they're in formation. I got a shot here. Yeah, they've got like turtlenecks, and their pants are like black, almost bell bottomish, but not.
They're a little flared.
It's a wide leg, and she's like, "These are the best of what they do, the most dangerous. I want you to fight my best man." And then she's like, "Apache."
And then the guy comes out and he pretty much tells Walker's character, he's like, "Man, just take it, man, and I'll be easy on you, man. It'll be quick if you just let me make it quick for you, man."
So of course he wins.
Yeah. And the fighting is fun. It's good. We finally get some roundhouse kicks and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's good.
And her name is Miss Lansing, and she's all like, "Kill him, you'll become number one."
Yeah, she tells Chuck to off him, and he's like, "You know what? I'll settle for number 2.
Not a poop joke?
I don't know. That's my question to you guys.
Well, I think coming out of your mouth, it's a poop joke.
Always. Every
Always
time.
a poop joke.
Every time.
I'm a highbrow guy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sure. So he wins, and she's like, "He's in. Show him the barracks and get him a uniform, Jorge." And we see this young page, and we're like, wait, Jorge? Could that possibly be the Jorge that
who was
disappeared?
denied his green card in part 1?
And if you were questioning that, you know that it's him, because you see him for a good 2 seconds and you hear on the fake MIDI guitar. And it's on point, the MIDI guitar in this episode. Just like so gross.
It's all over the place.
And so these guys all have like their little barracks, and it's better than Camp Halifax, but not much better.
So a Walker's trying to get the information out of Apache. He's like, "So what's going on here, man?" Right?
Yeah, and Apache's like, "Well, it's really not that great here. We all fight to the death." And she invites all her rich friends over, and then we fight to the death for the entertainment of them. And he says with like no emotion, "I killed 2 of my friends." So next time I'm going to have to kill you. And Walker's like, "Good talk."
Wow. Okay. Sweet.
Now we see that like Juanita, she actually hasn't been killed. And the pimp didn't kill her because she's more valuable to him alive. So he's put her back in with a bunch of other girls that he's going to try to pimp out at the same hotel. So at this point, I think the hotel clearly knows what's going on. It's quite obvious. But even if it weren't obvious for the hotel people, or if they weren't going to report it, there was a ranger posted at that hotel. And he's like, "Give me Ranger Trevette." And they come in and they bust the whole operation. Trevette punches out a dude who's got like the nastiest mullet, which is pretty sick. So fortunately, any of the bad that was afoot is squelched. So at the same time, Miss Lansing, she gets a phone call, and it's a warning from Camp Halifax that there's an agent somewhere and things aren't safe. And they hang up the phone, and we see in Halifax's office that worker, he's like standing next to a file cabinet like, "Yeah, I really did it. Like, I really did a solid for myself here."
Right.
Like,
I outed
I outed the only way I was ever going to get out of here.
Right. Yeah, and so Jesse is like in a chair, and they're about to interrogate him and see what's up, right?
Yeah. The cover is blown. Things are getting pretty bad.
Moral of the story is never arrest somebody who stole something from a church. Might come back to bite you.
It did this time. That's for sure. So yeah, cover's blown, and we see Miss Lansing go out to her group of private toys, if you will. And she goes up to Walker, and she's like, "Are you settled in yet?" And he's like, "No, I'm not planning on spending much time here. You see, I'm a Texas Ranger and you're under arrest." She's like, "I was expecting us to have a long set of banter."
But I know there's only 10 minutes left in the episode.
And he's like,
so I
"No,
know that you
episode's
had to
almost over. You're under arrest." And she turns to all the other private toys and says, "Kill him." And then they all turn on her instead.
Right. And she's like, 100,000, whoever kills Walker. And they're like, sorry, lady.
yeah, I'm still going to be a slave if you do that. So,
Yeah.
so he's like, okay, you guys take her into custody. And they're like, sure, we definitely know how to do that. And there's like a whole compound of people as well that are like arrestable. Who's going to do that? And he's like, well, the Rangers are going to show up here. And then he goes to Jorge and he's like, this is when you know the episode's getting good. He's like, I'm going to need the fastest car. I've got some unfinished business.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And I was expecting like a sports car or something, but that's not what he got, right?
I mean, it was like a fancy Mercedes or something, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
It was a
Okay.
Mercedes convertible with the top up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's, I guess.
Is that really the fastest car, though?
I mean, clearly it was, but maybe the garage is wanting. You know, the inventory is just not quite up to par.
Jorge is also like, well, I'm 16. I don't have a driver's license. And I was just brought here.
This one's shiny. Well,
Here's a key.
Well, Jorge did him right. So he hightails it back to Camp Halifax, and what happens?
No. He goes to the field first. And Renfro comes around the corner and he sees just like a Mercedes convertible parked along the side of the field. And he's like, the heck is this? And Walker comes jumping over the car and takes him out.
So good.
clears
So
the
sick.
whole hood with a flying jump kick.
And all the migrants who are working in the field are like, oh, yes, hell yeah.
Then he goes to the nephew and he's like, where's Jesse? And at this point, I'm like, wait, was Jesse just using his real name the whole time?
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's
Apparently
smart.
he was.
Yeah, you don't. It's easier to slip up. Oh, my name's Jesse. You know, if you're
Yeah.
undercover.
Yeah. The nephew's like, oh, he's at the office at Camp Halifax. He might be dead now. And Walker's like, all right, I'm getting in the Jeep. So he takes the Jeep, and the nephew actually jumps in the back of the Jeep.
Yeah, and we've already seen like earlier, like Jesse, like they're about to use like a cattle prod on him and stuff like that to try to get him to talk and spill the beans on Walker, which I guess he didn't.
No, man.
No, he never did.
Absolutely not.
So Walker hightails it back to the office at Camp Halifax to try to see if Jesse's still alive. What's happening?
Yeah. So they go back, and this is a classic Walker takedown here at the compound. You know, so there are 3 guys to take down. There's a giant bad guy. There's sort of like this Weasley dude, and then there's Halifax, and they show up at the thing, and they're like walking around one of the buildings, and you see like 4 blue like 50-gallon water barrels and a couple of pallets, and they're like stacked on each other in a way you're like, that was put there so that someone could fall into them. Like that was intentionally done by the stunt crew. That was not done by someone actually doing something functional.
But what happened though?
Well, the big dude gets kicked into it.
Okay.
Yeah. Walker jumps from a roof onto him first.
So good. So good.
Now, it's been a while since we did the article, the blog post on
RoundhouseRoulette.com. We have what is it? Walker tropes or something like that?
yeah, there's some serious tropes here. Let's see. The many tropes of Chuck Norris's Walker, Texas Ranger. This was a one of them right here. Well, we do hit one of the tropes at least in this one. Another trope is the around the corner.
Right. Right.
Yeah, which happens twice in this one. But Walker basically waits around a corner, and then as someone comes around the corner, he either kicks them in the gut usually, or sometimes it's a direct punch to the face.
I prefer the round the bend.
Yes, this is the round the bend. It happened twice, and Walker single-handedly took out 3 goons. And then Jesse threatens to get the guy to talk when the next meeting at the border was going to happen with the same cattle prod they tried to torture him with. So, you know.
And the guy talks. He's like, I didn't talk, but I bet you will. And then the guy squeals.
He sings like a bird.
Yep. A cattle prod will do that.
Yeah. So now, like, this is pretty rare. We get 3 different takedowns in rapid succession here. We get the takedown at the field, we get the takedown at the compound, and now we're going to get the standoff at the border, where Walker really did have a lot of unfinished business here. So now we get to see Coyote, and we get to see Bates, and they're all showing up at the border.
With the next set of migrants they're trying to stink over and do dirty.
exactly. And Bates is like, how many this time? He's like, oh, only 16. He's like, why so few? And he's like, a couple of kids drowned in the river.
That's nice.
Like, Coyote dresses good, but not a great dude. But that's fine because he gets a little bit of Texas justice right in his way. And Walker and Jesse chase him down with a Jeep and knock him out with a door. Classic. They're like chasing him down, and then Jesse opens up the Jeep door, knocks him over. Sick. And then Walker sees Bates running uphill and then chases him through the scrub uphill and takes him out with a very well-placed vintage roundhouse kick with multiple camera angles, kicking him, and then he rolls downhill. Chef's kiss. Walker also does a well-placed super shot and blows up a van.
Oh, yeah, for no good reason. I loved it.
I was like, we're on episode 2 here. I've got my little check marks here. The explosion is looking pretty lonely with 0. So they had to put the explosion in there somewhere, and they did not disappoint. 1 bullet, 1 explosion, super shot.
Excellent.
For those not entirely sure what the super shot is, you can check out the blog here, but this is the post from the blog. In the Walker Texas Ranger universe, Walker is well aware of the fact that cars explode at the drop of a hat. He combines this fact with his superhuman marksmanship to deadly effect in an action we call the super shot. Super shots can occur in self-defense, i.e. when a car is bearing down on him, or to stop a runaway vehicle from getting away. In either situation, Walker usually walks into the middle of the street, aims carefully, pulls the trigger, and the offending vehicle goes boom. Epic. In this case, it was used as more like a backdrop. I think it just made everyone feel like the gunfight was cooler.
It's like the icing on the cake kind of situation.
Yeah, it was kind of like, wow, we're having a gunfight on the border. This would be so much cooler if there were a burning van behind me.
Yeah, always.
He obliged, yeah. Okay, so all the bad guys taken into custody, presumably in their proper jurisdiction, I guess. And then we get to CDs, and all's well and good. So Jorge got his green card. Fantastic.
Right. Yeah. And Lupe's there, Jorge's there,
and Jesse's there too, because why not? And Jesse's like, I hope you learn, next time you come, do it the legal way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't think of that, Jesse, before I decided to risk my life. Thank you, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And then CD is like, he sums up the episode and he's like, well, that's nice. Everything ended up just as it should have. But you hear like Jorge drops some glasses in the background, like that's the comic relief. But I really want to unpack what CD is saying here. CD is saying that, oh, this is great. This is exactly how it should have played out. And it's like, dude, multiple people got sold into slavery. Horrible things happened to them. People got killed. And yeah, that's how it should have happened. Like, you can't just say that everything's fine now.
Dude, Jorge and Lupe, they're all good. And CD, his old busboy, was breaking dishes. That's why he had to get somebody from Mexico to come across the border. He could sponsor so that he wouldn't break the dishes. But he did at the end of the episode. So CD's... Oh, CD's stuck with a busboy who can't hold dishes again.
Dadgummit.
Unbelievable.
Well, that about sums up these 2 episodes. And when we come on back, it'll be time for us to each rate El Coyote, Part 1 and Part 2, on a scale of 0 to 10 boots to the face, resulting in our patented Roundhouse Roulette episode ranking, complete results of which are available on our website, roundhouseroulette.com. Don't go away. Hey, boss, this is the one Halifax sent over.
Bob Leahy, is it? Put this black jumpsuit on and fall in line with the other expendable soldiers. I have fight to the death to entertain my rich and powerful friends.
Why me? I was just trying to bring the light of Walker Texas Ranger to the world.
Yeah, well, now you're just another private toy in my collection, bro. Speaking of which, if you listeners would like to support the pod, we'd love for you to follow us on the socials and share the podcast with a friend. We also have vintage Chuck Norris books, shirts, and action figures on our website that you too can make fight to the death. It's also been a year since we got our last written iTunes review. Troll us. Write something weird. If you're feeling so inclined, it would really help other Walkerites find the cast.
All right, I'm suited up.
Oh, you look good in black, Leahy. Line up, boys. Come here, Dalton. You're my best fighter. And Leahy is going to have to prove his toughness if he wants to join our ranks.
Sorry, man. Just make it easy, and I'll make your death a short one.
I'm sorry, I can't do that. You see, I'm Ranger Bob Leahy, undercover. Seeing as we are 20 trained combatants and Halifax is but one man, why don't we just kick his ass?
I never thought of that. Your ass is grass, Halifax.
I've never thought of this scenario before. Ah! Oh! We better get back to this show!
Welcome back. What did you think of this episode? I think I'm first, aren't I?
Oh, yeah.
Great. I appreciate that, again, as we spoke, like this episode kind of points out how conservative values in the United States have changed and how the rhetoric has been focused so much on how people coming across the border are doing so for nefarious purposes, or the people coming across are evil. And it's, I guess, refreshing to see that like that wasn't always what people thought, I guess. And I mean, this has been the history of our country from its birth, was people coming here to avoid persecution and to find opportunity. Now, the irony is that we persecuted and removed opportunities and continue to do so, but that was the whole purpose of the country. And so to see people kind of leaning into that, I guess, was okay. But again, I watched Walker for the roundhouse kicks, and the first 5/6 of this were actionless. I like Jesse Rodriguez's character. But yeah, the first most of it kind of sucked. And then the last little bit of it was epic. But I don't think that was enough. So like for this, I'm between a 5 and a 6. In the end, I kind of fall back on, like, if I wanted to point out, like, what a Walker episode is, like, does this do it? And it kind of does. Like, he tries to pull off the ridiculous and go undercover in Mexico. What are you doing? And then, like...
with a Mexican spray tan.
Yeah. And then, like...
Is that a plus a point or a minus point for that?
In real life, like, minus 10 points. In Walker, a wash or maybe positive? But you know, if someone watched these two episodes, I think they'd have a pretty good idea of like who Walker is and like what the show is, right?
Yeah, and Chuck was doing a lot of the action and stuff.
In the second episode, there are 5 roundhouse kicks and 6 fights, an explosion. I mean, it's pretty action packed. If you could split the episodes, I'd probably do like a 3 and then like a 6.5 or 7. I guess I split the difference. I guess I say a 5.
I'm going to go a 4 on this because it dealt with like the Jeffrey Epstein-esque human trafficking at the beginning appetizer. It's like, geez, I don't like this. And then we're like, dealing with like poor migrants coming across to America and being swindled and killed. And I'm like, this isn't that fun. You know what I mean? Granted, the thing about Walker Texas Ranger is he does probably let people know that these are issues that people are facing that they might not see on TV. So that was actually kind of cool. But yeah, just because it took so long to get going into, I don't think it's something I would recommend to somebody to start here. But it wasn't terrible, and it did have a lot of interesting things. And so I'm going to give it a 4.
Yeah, a little thin. If you take the entire time of the episode and how much of it was good and how much of it was just like, oh, we're in the truck for 10 minutes. Like,
right. I almost passed out.
Yeah. And like, a lot of times I kind of criticize them for jumping around, but like, I think that's better than just hanging out. And I was 4, but I almost want to go even down lower.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if they really leaned into the last act, like that whatever her name is.
Yeah, she just shows up for the last 15 minutes.
I would have watched the whole episode with that, and it would have been awesome.
Like and for her to like go up there and she's just like Apache.
Exactly. But that was what the last 15 minutes of the episode. I was like, no.
Like, come on, this is wasted.
Between that and the super shot, I guess I'll stick with 4.
All right. Well, I posed a question on Instagram before we started recording tonight for Roundhouse Nation. So I'll pose it to you guys. Do you think Walker solved the border immigration crisis in this episode?
Yeah.
No.
I think he single-handedly did. I mean, CD at the end of the episode said that everything's great.
It's fine, yeah.
We've got the results here. You could either choose yes, he's Walker Texas Ranger, or no, hashtag it's complicated. And for the record, we have 100% yes, he's Walker Texas Ranger. Okay? Of course he solved it. 13 votes. So, I mean, I think he did it. Props to Walker, and I think if we could bring him down on the border right now, Chuck Norris, he lives in Texas. Just saying. All right, well, what does that give us here, Evan?
Great. Well, that gives this episode a Roundhouse rating of 4.333 boots to the face. And I think we can all agree that we prefer Walker without a spray tan. But let us know what you think on social media or by emailing us at roundhouseroulette@gmail.com. When we come back, we'll be spinning the Roundhouse Roulette wheel and selecting our next episode. And really crossing our fingers it's not a double episode. All right, Bob. You ready to spin that thinger?
Let's do this. Here.
Okay, Season 7, Episode 8, Second Chance. That doesn't sound like it's going to be a great one, but we'll see. All right, Second Chance. IRA terrorists kidnapped the daughter of an Irish peacekeeper in retaliation for the killing of one of their members.
Wait, it's going to be more ham-fisted Irish accents?
Yes.
I am in.
Yeah,
I am in. I am like very much in.
Fresh from 1998.
Awesome. All right. Well, we hope you join us next time when we share our reaction to Season 7, Episode 8, Second Chance. And share your opinions with us on Facebook and Instagram at Roundhouse Roulette and on Twitter at Roundhouse Pod. Please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Give us a second chance, even if you rated us once before.
There it is. There
All
it is.
Thanks for listening, and until next time,
may the eyes of the Ranger be upon you.
When you're in Texas, look behind you. Oh, 'cause that's where the Ranger's gonna be.